The first technical support that we participated in was with Ann Carey and Kathy Zielinski through the speech and language department. The focus of the training was overcoming communication barriers with our individuals. The second training that we participated in was with the ECA department, and that was with Stacy Malakar and Stephanie Zimmerman, and that was the integrated community supports training. And finally, we participated with the transportation department in a defensive driving course for our staff members. We had an individual transition into our program. This was a first experience in day support for him after high school, and the staff struggled with communicating with him and finding meaningful activities. And upon completion of the training with Ann and Kathy, they were able to implement some of the strategies and techniques around his assistive technology, and also provided us with some visual aids to help in his choice making, and also providing him a structured day at the program. Since we've implemented those tools, his participation level has absolutely increased, and he just overall appears to be much happier at this point. We have also implemented the interest assessment tool that was given to us by Stacy and Stephanie, and the staff discovered through this tool that he was highly motivated by music and video games. And so they tried to make a community connection for him, and they did so at the Super Electric Pinball Parlor over in Cleveland. And he absolutely loved it, and it was an opportunity for him to connect with his peers and individuals there in the community. So much so that he has continued to frequent this pinball parlor now with his natural supports on the weekends. So we've been very excited for him, with that experience. I would highly encourage other providers to take a deep look into their programs, their staffing, and the individuals that they serve, and identify some areas that they would benefit from some added supports. What I appreciated about the process was that we were able to work with the trainers prior to the training to really tailor the trainings around challenges that we are experiencing within our day program specifically. I believe the staff found that to be very helpful. And I also believe that whether it's a staff member who is new to the field of support and coaching, or a seasoned staff member who has been doing this for years, this added support only increases their overall confidence and their knowledge and skills.
We actually had training that came down really from your agency. We had the ECA department. We had we also had speech and language, which is what I probably took the longest out of, that I really got so much out of. The person that I had, he was over at our East Lake facility. We had changed from an enclave that did factory work with recycling to more of a classroom community model. And this particular person was not verbal. And I would watch him in group, and I just felt that he wasn't engaged at all. I watched him, times he'd look frustrated, but he couldn't get that out. He would get more frustrated, especially as other individuals would talk to him because he couldn't respond. Mm-hmm. He had a device, kind of an iPad kind of device. But it was really a communication device that really had stopped being used, and it wasn't efficient to what we needed at this point. And Ann was able to look and say, just kind of ask us questions. So, tell me about your program now. What are you doing? Where's the answer to the issues? And one of the things we wanted to do was go out in the community. Choose then, number one, first of all, what he would like to do. If there were choices, are we going to do this? Are you going to be part of the group, or are we going to work individually? He would choose it. Okay. Then he would choose, where do you want to go to lunch? And Ann even taught us to say, sometimes you can't always get what you want. So we'd kind of be able to address that. And then at the end, he was able to go to the places where we were eating. And on his thing, basically like the same thing all the time, he was able to hit the button. And, when they'd ask the other people what they'd like, he was able to hit it. They'd like double cheeseburger, French fries, and his Coke and all that. So it really, really made a difference on that. It was huge. It gave him that independence that he would not have had. And that was really my focus. I just wanted to see how far could he go, period. And that was it. And we were able to get, Mom on board and all that kind of stuff. And it was, had I not really known about this, it would have been a huge difference.
So we received a lot of different supports from the pilot program with the county board. We received assessments and resources through OT to come in and look at our sensory rooms and give referrals for different equipment and materials we could use. We also received resources and training on different materials, assistive tech equipment, and supplies that we could use to have more engaging programming throughout the building. Another part of the pilot that we took advantage of was we were able to work extensively and collaboratively with different support departments from the county board. So we worked with human sexuality, assistive tech, speech language, PT, OT, and behavioral health. And we were able at our in-service days to work with those different departments and have them pre-plan the trainings so that they were person-centered towards our staff and individuals, and then come in and present at the in-service days to all of our staff as a whole. That program, which we saw to be very successful, is we were able to tap into all of those departments that we just mentioned and work with a few of our individuals who had some complex needs to kind of put all the integrated supports together and see how we could improve programming for them. That comes to mind right away is someone who we serve at KE, but who also lives in one of our ICF homes at Koinonia. And she's someone who had a lot of challenges before the pilot program. And when we were able to utilize all those supports through the pilot program and also have all those specialized trainings coming in for our staff as well, we were able to use a communication device and get trained on that for how to use it with our staff and implement it into a routine. We were able to use speech language and assistive tech to develop a more personalized schedule for this individual as well. And as a result of all the work that we did, we have seen over the past year not only a decrease in behaviors at home and at KE, but more importantly, her having the ability to really communicate with staff and with peers and participate a lot more in programming and enjoy her day when she's at KE. One of the things that was most important to Koinonia was how much the county board worked with us to make it person-centered for not only our individuals, but for our staff as well. It was a very collaborative experience. It was about what our agency needed, and for all the trainings and resources, it was always, again, about our specific programs. We found it to be very collaborative, and we saw effects, again, globally with our staff, with our programming, but then also with our individuals benefiting from it as well.